Shouts out to the round table. It was a good one, but now we got a little bit of film for you. But before we get to the film, we got to show love to the leader in below the belt male grooming. Let me tell you how fire Manscaped is. And this is just in time for Father's Day. Perfect gift for him. Because if you gift your dad a Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped, you just gifted your mom also, or your dad's side piece, or your dad's sugar babies. See, the Lawnmower 4.0 goes the extra mile. They use ceramic blades and advanced skin-safe technology. We cut down on all those pesky grooming accidents. It features an LED spotlight just in case the darkness is obscuring your vision, and it's waterproof just in case the water is obscuring your dryness. So listen, everybody, Manscaped ships in the US and Canada now. I don't know if Canada celebrates Father's Day. Yep, they celebrate Father's Day in Canada. So this is what we're going to do. I want you to go to manscaped.com. Pick anything you like. I recommend the Ultra Smooth package. Get the Lawnmower 4.0, whatever you want to do. But at checkout, make sure in the discount code section you use promo code VOCH, 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 to get 20% off and free shipping. All right? Manscaped is a gift that keeps on giving. It is time to watch some film. Appreciate y'all. And we back. We're taking a look at TJ Vasher today, wide receiver, formerly of Texas Tech. He is now a Dallas Cowboy. He'll be number 9 on the film session. I'll be doing my best to identify him pre-snap so y'all can know who in tarnation we're going to be looking at. So let's go ahead and get started. The biggest takeaway that I want to get done with Vasher here is we can't go based on highlight tapes, right? We just can't highlight tape this thing to death, because first, it's a lazy way out and we shouldn't be doing it anyway. But highlight tapes are kind of like makeup. You know what I mean? So, you can look at his highlight tape and you can fall in love with it, but wake up in the morning and look at it and it'll be something totally different, So that's why we go to the actual film session. So what we do see on those highlight tapes, I'm going to say some good things about Vasher, then we're going to say some critical things, and at the end we're going to have a conversation, probably a lengthy conversation. So y'all be sure to tune in to that. But we got TJ Vasher at the bottom of the screen, and people see plays like this from TJ Vasher. They see the highlight tapes, they see these plays, and these are the plays that they fall in love with. I'm gonna tell you why Vasher's good at these plays. He has excellent ball tracking. Right, just me being nice to TJ Vasher for a little bit. He's probably one of the better ball trackers I've seen, like in terms of just finding the football in the air and attacking it and catching it, going to go get it, just being in perfect catch radius all the time. That's what TJ Vasher's really, really good at. Check this one out. Like so, you got TJ Vasher up top. He's gonna make this fun looking circus catch, and it's gonna be really exciting. He got it via ball tracking, but if these are the only plays that you're watching, it's easy to get really excited about TJ Vasher. And don't get me mistake, this is an incredible play. Gets his eyes back, finds the football in the air immediately, and already can kind of judge how far he has to go to actually get to the football. Like that's a skill, you know what I mean? And some teams look at these wide receivers and they grade them on metrics like the analytical metric thing, right? Like how fast they move, like what their movement is about. But there's a whole nother game to this wide receiver thing that you really only get from film. Now, if there's a analytic number on ball tracking, then hey, send me that, put it in the comment section and tell me I'm wrong, and we can kind of boogie on that. But I don't see how there's a metric that can judge catches like that. Let's take a look at it from the cartel view. If y'all want an example of who some of the best ball trackers are in the National Football League, I mean, look no further. He was on your Cowboys a couple years ago, Dez Bryant. Just a guy that you could put the ball in the air at any vicinity and he could just kind of find it and come down with it. I'm not calling TJ Vasher Dez Bryant though. Now, what separates TJ Vasher from Dez Bryant? I mean, we're going to talk about some of those things later. But we're only talking about, we got a little, what was this, offsides free play here? I got this written down. Yeah, and Vasher Vasher down bottom just going to make another great ball tracking play. And, you know, this could be with the long range deep ball plays, because I honestly don't think TJ Vasher is a fast runner. I think he's long leg dude. Let me just kind of say this for a second. He's 6'6", 215 or so pounds. I think that's like a website error. You know, somebody from can one of my combine pro day nerds, because we didn't have combine this year, but can one of my pro day nerds down in the chat box or whatever give us Vasher's measurements or whatnot? But he's 6'6", but he's long leg guy, so he covers a lot of ground when he's moving, but I won't necessarily call him explosive or anything like that. But this is all catch radius right there. I think I read somewhere that he had the longest wingspan of any wide receiver ever. So in my mind, you should be like fighting MMA or something, dog. But but he's gonna use this to his wide receiver abilities or whatnot, right? Which is a pretty serviceable use of it. He doesn't really get separation from being super explosive athlete, right? I'm not going to call him slow. I don't want to call him that, but I do think he gets separation from that. Like, that's how he gets separation right here. You really can't see a cartel view. I'm going to bring it back to about right here. This is his separation, to where even if somebody's on him, he has the arm length to kind of separate himself, get his hands out there to make catches like this. I think that's how he gets away from defenders or whatever. So when you have a guy like Vash and you talk about his usage or whatever, you ask yourself, when we're talking about the next level, National Football League, or even the preseason, it's coming right up. Is he going to be able to, one, separate from guys that are faster than the Arizona UTEP kids or whatever? But then you have to ask him, okay, if he's not able to separate, can he do the length thing in the National Football League? I think those are some of the questions that we're going to deal with when we're breaking down Vasher. But let's look at some more plays. And this is a play that I should have shown first. I'm gonna identify Vasher on your screen here, because this is a really good summary play of who Vasher is, and I'm really gonna break. we about to break this whole play down to every molecule, right? So let's talk about Vasher getting off the football, right? Nothing special getting off of it. Does he have any kind of burst on the back end? I wouldn't call Vasher like a bursty kind of guy. Ball tracking, I see the ball in the air, I find it. Is he an elevated guy? I wouldn't call him a vertical dude, but like I said, we can get our pro day nerds to tell us what his exact vertical is. But if he gets in the air and he pairs that with his 6'6", and he pairs that with the longest UFC wingspan of any wide receiver ever, then, you know what I'm saying, that all goes into his grab out of the airness, or his catch radius, if you will. And then he has strong hands, but I wouldn't call him secure hands. I'm going to show some examples of that later. But he does have what I would call strong enough hands to grab footballs out of the air and hold on to him when he comes down with it. That's a long, lanky dude, man. Let's take a look at this from the cartel view here. Let's just take a look at this. Texas Tech had like 5 quarterbacks this year, I believe. I feel like it's somebody different every time I see somebody throwing to him. Yeah, man. So these are some good things about TJ Vasher, right? Now when I say all these good things about him, you know, there's gonna be some people in the chat box. But Voch, you say all these good things about TJ Vasher. Why did he go undrafted or whatnot? Well, when I say good things about TJ Vasher, I've named a handful of things. I've named catch radius, I've named like length and size and all that. But if he was like a guy that'll get drafted earlier, then I'll say things like, oh, TJ Vasher about to run past people. TJ Vasher is going to do all these things, this thing, right? He got a short list of traits, and that's what you find with these undrafted guys or these 7th round dudes or whatever. You draft them for their traits, not necessarily the total package that they are. Let's take a look at this play, right? TJ Vasher, I believe this is him up top. Indeed, this is him up top, right? So after saying all these good things about TJ Vasher, let's kind of pick on him a little bit, because we got to be fair. I look at TJ Vasher as a stiff runner. He doesn't have a lot of nuance off the line of scrimmage. He definitely needs to work on his route tree, other things of that nature, just the technical side of the game. If we're only posting people up, and boy, I know what y'all about to say, Voch, can he play tight end? Don't even ask me that. If we're only posting people up and finding the football and plucking the ball out of the air, then TJ Vasher will be fine. But you're probably asking, what does he do outside of those circus type catches? Well, we got TJ Vasher up top. Let's take a look at what TJ Vasher is doing. He's going to struggle to get off the line of scrimmage. He's going to run a slant. He going to catch it. He going to get down. That's what he going to do. Now, just to let y'all know that I'm not editing this too heavy. I swear to God, I was just watching the UTEP film. I'm just about to scroll forward like 3 clicks, right? Same game, same general area, right? TJ Vasher up top once again. Kind of chunky out the line of scrimmage, gonna run a slant. That's what he do. Now, what's impressive about this slant, I will definitely give him this. What's impressive about it, the actual slant wasn't, but this part right here, you actually see those long arms go into effect to where. So let's see what happened with this corner here. The corner played off and he came down. Okay, cool. You're not gonna have this much room in the league or whatever, but even if this cornerback was really close up on you, like say he was on Vasher's like back hip, which would be his like right hip or something like that, the arm length to catch the football away from your body is really going to be advantageous for TJ Vasher moving forward. But besides that, in terms of getting off the line, we don't see a bunch of explosion. We don't see much quickness. I see a bad UTEP kid that kind of let TJ slide here. But we're just going to run this slant and we going to boogie. I'm just going to scroll this forward just a little bit more. TJ Vasher's up top, I believe. Let's see what he does. Just, you know what I mean? Kind of stiff running, kind of tighten the hips a little bit. You know what I mean? So that could possibly limit the things that you do with TJ Vasher, right? This running back is just as tall as a quarterback, and that's hilarious. You're probably asking, well, Voch, how does wide receiver and hip movement and being a stiff runny guy, right? Like how does that account into his route running? Well, if we had Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, if we had like guys like Michael Gallup or whatever, you see how those guys navigate within their routes. Those guys being smooth route runny kind of dudes, they can run double routes, right? Like they can run these double moves and look, oh, this is a perfect example right here. Look at TJ Vasher up top. Look at him attempt to get to the top of this route and cut back outside. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what we're dealing with. Now, to be fair, we were just kind of getting the ball off to this dude that's in the flats right now. But TJ, this is an indication of how Vasher moves. Like that's Vasher as a movement guy. You know what I mean? So that's why I said we just can't watch these highlight tapes and just think that's the case, because if we do and they zoom in on only the catch point, then we'll fall in love with TJ Vasher. Is he on the screen right now? He's not on the field right now. We'll fall in love with Vasher or whatnot, right? But you really got to get into, like, for example, right? I never would have seen this play if I was watching highlight tapes. I was watching TJ Vasher. He's down bottom. I just want to watch him run. He looks kind of weird running. just a weird running guy. I mean, he made the catch. Shouts out to him. This breakdown wasn't very quick, but he was open. You remember we were watching Simi, and Simi's tall, but he's tall because his torso is long, so he doesn't have that lanky I can't turn problem because his torso makes up most of his length or whatever. If you look at TJ Vasher, let me just go back to this. If you look at TJ Vasher, he's down about, this is all leg here. You know what I mean? So it's going to be hard for him to turn. So now you have to create roles for him, and that's what we're going to talk about later on when we get into the conversation portion of this thing, right? Like what role do you put together for TJ Vasher in a situation where his route tree is going to be limited, his movement is going to be limited, and a lot of the traits that you would want your wide receiver to have, he's very deficient at, you know what I mean? But he's really good at one thing. He's really good at finding the football and catching it or whatever, right? So somebody could be like, well, Voch, can't we just put him on the team and use him as a red zone guy? I mean, you can, but you can also use like Gallup as a red zone guy, because Gallup is a dude that can jump over people and high point the football. But Gallup also runs a hell of a corner route. He also runs a hell of a sluggo. Gallup is physical as hell. Gallup is a big, thick muscle build kind of guy. Gallup is a crazy ass yak guy. You see what I'm saying? So you could use him as jump ball guy, but I think you got guys that can be jump ball guy. CeeDee Lamb is definitely, high point the football, find it in the air, jump ball guy. That's definitely CeeDee Lamb. You know what I mean? And if we're in the red zone Do you take somebody off the field, put Vasher in just to throw the ball to him and not throw it to CeeDee Lamb, or not throw it to Cooper, or not throw it to Gallup, or not run the ball with Zeke? That's why I think you have to ask yourself, when you get these wide receivers and they have a small amount of traits, what are you willing to sacrifice and what are you willing to work on? You know, Vasher can work on running routes, but I don't think he's gonna ever run routes any quicker than he runs them now, in terms of route running ability. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, that's basically what it is, man. This thing is about roles and how do you use them. You know, if you think about team building, this ain't the 90s no more. You got 100 dudes on the roster, ain't no salary cap, and you can just kind of hold on to them and just develop them, and then next thing you know, there's a new dude in the league that's good. He turned 30 next year, and he gives you about a good 5 years because you've been developing them for 6. You know what I mean? This ain't that no more. We got, I would say, 5 to 6 roster spots that we're dedicating to the wide receiver position. That's just kind of what it is. So now you ask yourself, especially this year, you ask yourself, we already got a big 5, and we got Simi, who I think is better than Vasher. Simi's, gonna be fighting for the cheaper Noah Brown spot, right? So after you get those guys figured out, TJ Vasher got to come in. He even got to battle dudes in his own class, like undrafted wide receivers in his own class. Then you got to deal with the wide receivers from last year, right? What do you do to separate yourself from those guys? Special teams. You know what I'm saying? We had to separate Vasher from those dudes in the kicking game. And I don't think Vasher's going to be a dude that's going to be running down the field tackling anybody. So, it's gonna be a little tough climb for Vasher, man. It's gonna be a more weird of a climb for Vasher than it's gonna be. Where am I trying to go? 2301. It's gonna be a little more hard of a climb for Vasher than it's gonna be for everybody else. Let's see what we got here. Why'd I write this down? TJ Vasher down bottom. Yep, still slants. There we go. so yeah, man. I just didn't want y'all thinking I was like cherry picking plays to make Vasher look bad and nothing like that. I mean, y'all know I try to be as transparent in a 10 to 15 minute video as I possibly can. You know what I mean? I just know that Vasher got a lot of hype coming out, and I just want everybody to be aware of the hill that he has to climb. You know what I'm saying? This is the first undrafted guy that we're watching, and to be fair, I know, sometimes it just comes down to, the Cowboys are a Texas team, so we like all Texas players. So if you a Texas Tech, you a TCU, a UT guy, we gonna like you. You know what I mean? I think Vasher can do some things well if he can fix, some of his problems. I just don't know because if he's an undrafted dude, he only got 3 years on the team anyway. I don't think y'all paying TJ Vasher or anything like that. So can he clean up what he's bad at in 3 years, and will there be a roster spot on the team for him? And will any wide receiver get drafted before those 3 years are over? But like I said, man, I think I've said everything I wanted to say, bro. So I don't want to hold y'all too long, man. I appreciate y'all for being here, man. Shouts out to Manscaped for holding us down. Shouts out to the round table. Shouts out to Skywalker Steel for holding down the round table, blessing and making it look good and all that. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I drop random film sessions, live streams, and round tables in the middle of the week, just like I did today. All right, y'all hold down for the Doski Woski Peasky Whiskey.